I'm super excited for our next series on the Alter Slobadka. It comes at an auspicious time as we finish 10 sessions on the Rav Aaron Kotler. Rav Aaron, we learned about his breadth and depth, his Torah and his Pila Tziburit, his Tzarchei Tzibur, how much he was involved in things. If there was a single person that we could credit more than anybody else in, so to speak, making a Rav Aaron, it would probably be the Alter of Slobadka, who was the Rebbe of the yeshiva and the founder and Bailim and former of the great yeshiva Slobadka, the Alta Slobadka, where Rav Aaron had learned. And even though we speak about a Rav and then a Talmud and then a Rav, really we have to recognize, we'll talk more about this in just a moment, we're talking about two totally different types of individuals. If Rav Aaron, a big chunk of his pilud, of what he did was the yeshiva, and as we spoke about, he went so much further than that, the Alter's whole life was focused and dedicated and given over to the Slobodka yeshiva, which he ran for 50 years. I don't know if the Alter was considered one of the Gedolei Ador in the classical sense of the word, because he was so focused in the yeshiva, but his hashpah, his effect on Klal Yisrael was equal and probably surpassed many of the Gedolim of his time. His tremendous impact, of course, is most felt when we give just a partial rendition and a list of his many Talmidim and what their yeshivas. Rav Aaron Kotler, let's go through America. Rav Aaron Kotler, Lakewood. Rav Yaakov Kamenetsky, Torah B'das. Rav Ruderman, Ner Yisrael. Rav Yitzchak Kutner, Rav Chaim Berlin, Rav Reuven Grozovsky, another Rosh Yeshiva of Torah B'das. In Eretz Yisrael, Rav Chatzkel Sarna, the Rosh Yeshiva of Hebron for many, many, many decades. His son-in-law, Rav Yitzchak Isaac Sher, who started and founded the Slobodka Yeshiva in Bnei Brak. Rav Mordechai Shulman, who was also Rosh Yeshiva in Slobodka. Rav Lezer Yehuda Finkel, his son, who was, of course, the famed Rosh Yeshiva of the Mir Yeshiva here in Eretz Yisrael. Let's go to Germany. Rav Melia Kaplan and the famed Sri Deish of Yechiel Yaakov Weinberg, who were the rectors, who were the heads of the rabbinical seminaries there. Very interesting impasse from Slobodka and Lithuanian Jewry to German Jewry, and others like that stayed in Europe, like the Torah Abraham Gudzinski, who was so great. They used to say the whole Lita stands on the whole world stands on Lita. And the whole Lita stands on Slobodka, and the whole Slobodka stands on Rabbi Avram, and Rabbi Avram only stands on one leg because he had a bad leg. He was one of the greatest Talmidim. Rav Wolbe's father-in-law also, who was another Talmud of the Alter Slobodka. Rav Naftali Trub, the famed Rosh Yeshiva of Radin, Rav Avnoch Palei, Rav Yaakov Moshe Lesson, who was the Mashgiach in Ritz. And it goes on and on and on. Rabbi Yerucham learned sometime in Slobodka, so did Rav Shach. These are just people that we know. And interesting to note, of his personal life we know very little, because the Alter was Tamid master himself in the way of other Bali Musar. Hester al Hester, darkness on darkness. In fact, the letters of his name, Naftali Tzvi, Nassan Tzvi Finkel, spelled differently as Tzafon, which means hidden. He would sometimes even sign his name as such. So mostly we're not going to discuss his personal life. We're going to try to discuss his educational methods and the way he worked. That's something that we could have maybe a more shaykhus to, more negia in than his personal life. And here, just to finish this session, is a place to mention an incredibly important and basic idea when we discuss the Gedolim. That they were very, very different. Obviously, they were all tremendous Bali Shleimus. You can't imagine a Gadol wasn't outstanding in the three basic Torah, Vodah, Gemilas, Chasadim. But the way their emphasis and where they put their emphasis and what they did is very, very different. I always like to give the example of the Tzaddik of Yerushalayim, Tzaddik in our time, Rav Aryeh Levin, and his son-in-law, Rav Elyashiv. So if we're talking about Rav Elyashiv's level of Torah, I don't think that anybody thinks that Rav Aryeh Levin was on a similar level. Rav Elyashiv's absolute shita b'chol chelkei Torah and psak in every single area of the Torah, and Rav Aryeh Levin's pulo de chesed, where we're visiting the sick and the lepers and people in jail and all that, dedicated his whole life, walking hours and hours and hours, is not something that we saw by Rav Elyashiv. Rav Elyashiv certainly did a lot of chesed, tremendous chesed. Rav Aryeh Levin was certainly a tremendous Talmid Chacham, but they emphasized themselves in a different way. So too, the Alta Slobodka was the mechanech par excellence and built Talmidim like no one else. And Rav Aaron was a person of tremendous pulot. Why is that important? Because when we learn about the Gedolim, we're not trying to be like all of them put together. So now we say you have to have the Chesed of Rav Levin and the Torah of Rav Aaron, and be mechanech like the Torah of Rav Elyashiv, and mechanech like the Alza Slobadka, and be involved as much tziburi things as Rav Aaron. That's just not the way. That's an incorrect way to learn the Gedolim, which touches on something we'll have to deal with other times. What exactly do we take out of all the stories and all the ma'asim about the Gedolim? But we definitely learn these different aspects and different facets to show ourselves different models of kedusha. We have to remember that they're very, very different models of kedusha. When we model ourselves after them, we're not trying to be all of everybody that they do, but by having them show us the ways, and it's netivot and darchei chacham and reishis haderech for us to go after their ways.